me if this is going to be recorded. So, okay, guys, it is, I don't even know, September 20th, which is kind of cray-cray. I'm so happy that you're able to join me, you guys. I know that this has been a hit and miss type of thing over the summer. As you know, if you are part of the team, the kind of newer small team page, Team Empowered Vibe Tribe, I did a video in there and kind of shared what was happening with me. So this call is not about me so much as kind of just sharing a little bit about what I want to go move into the future, good reminders as a coach that A, maybe losing momentum, struggling, or B, maybe you never really started your kickoff journey. C, kind of stuck where you are, or D, just like you're really ready to ramp it up in the fall. Okay, so this call is for any and everyone. These calls can be for discount coaches that just want community, especially people in your downline. They can be for discount coaches that may be trying to figure out if they want to run this business, or it could be, hey Tiana, how are you? It could be for someone that have ran it before in the past and don't really know exactly kind of where to start or what to do, or it could be someone that's a working coach. I consider myself a working coach, part-time or full-time. So anyone and everyone is welcome. Just know primarily we will be talking about business stuff on this call and then connecting together as a community, because I think that's really, really important. So first and foremost, I just wrote down some things that I have started to remind myself in the last 2 weeks. As you know, I was off a major schedule. So this summer, I literally did whatever I wanted. Meaning I did whatever I wanted with my kids. We did all the things. I did all the things. I have no regrets, you guys. I have no regrets. I took them places. We did things. I was completely off a schedule. I slept in. I didn't. And I have the power to do that because my husband does work. I have built an incredible business, and I have gotten to the point where I could do that, which is just a huge blessing in my life. That being said, if I continued to do that, meaning not recruit, not add to my team. So what I did was maintained. I maintained what I had. I filled in the gaps when I had missing coaches, but I have not recruited. I have not done any fun things with you. Like I don't want to say fun things, but like I'm very much a creator. So I love to create things. I didn't create anything. I didn't use any of my teaching aspect of it. So I went from one side to the other side. What I did do is I have never in 9 years not shown up on social media. Okay. I have never in 9 years not answered, like if a coach writes me a question and they're saying like whatever, or they're like checking in with me, I always try to check in with them. Okay. I have never, I didn't ignore customers' messages or emails. Okay. And so now here I am, and there's no momentum because this month's reflection is what you've done in the last couple months. And we all know that. So what you do now may not show what you're doing now. What you do now in September, guess what's going to happen when you're going to see that in your business in October and November and December, which is why it's so important in the fall to end the fall strong, so that when we move into 2020, which is insane, okay, that like we have momentum going in. January can only carry itself so much. But if you're talking to all these people and planting all these seeds now, you're going to sow what you reap, and it's going to start to, you're going to plant, your harvest is going to be amazing come in the fall. Come in the, in January of the new year. And I see that time and time again. Okay. So remind yourself that. So here are some reminders. So the first week the kids were back in school, I was like, okay, I'm just going to get the kids back in school. This week, I have brainstormed and wrote all these things down and just reminded myself. Now, are these, I'm telling you, I've been around the block. I've seen it all. I know what you need to do to build this business. Okay. I know in my heart that I haven't been doing half these things. And so when I share these things with you, it's the things that I'm reminding myself that I know that I've built an incredible business and I can revamp and revive and do it again. Okay. I don't want to go to a 9-to-5 job. That's just in me. Okay. Not because I hate teaching, but because it just doesn't fit my lifestyle. I have now created this incredible income. I now want to work from home, and I want to help other women do whatever it is they want for their goals. Maybe it's an extra $500 a month. Maybe it's just paying for your shake or whatever. Maybe it's to supplement another income. Maybe it's just because you want your own thing, and you want your own vibe, and you want your own tribe, and you want your own whatever. Like, I want to be here for you, but I do know that this business is an absolutely incredible opportunity if you take it and you do what you need to do. The hardest thing is to do what we need to do. So here are some things that I'm reminding myself. Okay. I'm just and then I'll give you like some bullet points. Number one, we have got to stop fearing failure. The number one thing I see in myself and other coaches and people on this team and top coaches, they talk over and over and over about the fact that they feared failure. Like the fact that, like, what if I try and it doesn't work? What if I go here and it doesn't happen? What if I do this and this program doesn't, whatever. Okay. You need to fear more like being everyone else. Okay. You need to fear more like being everyone else that shows up on the news feeds that aren't trying to better their life with personal development and workouts and this amazing and incredible community. Okay. So that being said, it's easy in life to start to compare. It's easy in life to start to think that you're not good enough. It's easy in life to think that this person's doing more than me and they're better than me, and X, Y, and Z has their life all together. That's why I really, really try on social media to show, I don't want to say a hot mess, but to show my life as it is on a glimpse, because that's when I start to relate to the most amount of people. Okay. So whatever you're struggling with, okay, whatever you're fearing to share, whatever is hard for you to think about, and it gets you that visceral reaction in your gut. Like, you're like, oh, that's so, like, yesterday I posted about, I've been really in a funk this last like 2 weeks. And I think it's because getting in school back, when I say a funk, like I've been in a really, honestly, a crappy, shitty attitude. I literally have. I have like JJ's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, leave me alone. Just leave. Like, I don't want that. And he's like, no, you need to figure it out. Like, because you're not nice. And I'm like, yeah, you just need to figure out to get away from me. And he's like, so like, I admit it. Like, I'm in a crappy mood. I'm in a shitty mood. It's affecting myself. It's affecting my workouts. It's affecting everything. And so it's like, what am I not doing? Oh, you know what I'm doing? I'm waking up and going on social media. So here's what thing that you need to remind yourself. Okay. Number one, PD, personal development, mindset is absolutely freaking everything in this business and in your life. Why does one person live in a shack and have barely any running water and any food, yet they're happy? And why does another person live in a mansion and have all the money in the world and unhappy? Because it's a mindset. And we have to remember that in this business, mindset is everything. And before you get on social media, before you start to serve other people, before you start to consume, okay? Consume, like it goes into your brain like a funnel, okay? You have to create. So consume. So here's what I want you to write down. Create before you consume, okay? What does that mean? Create, okay? Create like a space. What I mean by create is create a space for yourself first where you can fill up your own cup before you consume social media, before you start to take in things, okay? And it's the same thing as motherhood. Is the same thing. Like you can't personally create anything worthwhile, okay, if you're going to consume all this crap first, all right? It's so easy to get on social media and to click and to like and to do whatever, but it also goes into this downward spiral, okay? Going back to fear. So you're going to fear regretting being like everyone else. Fear regretting that you never went for your dreams. Fear regretting that you're living this mediocre life and you know you deserve a freaking awesome life, okay? No one ever sat here, okay? No one ever like reached whatever your big dreams are, okay? And another thing is we're gonna have another call about just really digging deeper into your why and your dreams, because I feel like I haven't done a great job about that, but like you gotta have, no dream is silly. So like if your big dream is staying at home and making a couple $100s a month, or like making thousands of dollars a month, or like building this thriving team, whatever it is, like no one ever regretted going for it. Okay. And for some reason we put ourselves in a box and we say we can't. I'm telling you right now, in this business, I want to remind you, there are so many types of coaches. Like, it's pretty interesting. And it actually makes me excited when I see a coach that doesn't look like what you think a typical coach would look that would be successful. Like fit, cute, pretty. And not that I'm being judgmental, but I'm just saying that, like, it's amazing to me when I see people that are very outside of the box and they're thriving in this business, tattooed from head to toe, like curse. Okay, I don't curse, but like crazy, very crass sometimes. Or like, just like a person that doesn't wear any makeup, doesn't have a lot of filters. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it gets me excited because I'm like, oh wow, like what's her excuse? Like, what is she saying that, you know, like she could have said, like, I don't look like everyone else. I'm not like everyone else, and I'm not successful. And so, fear playing small, okay? Fear not believing in a bigger life, okay? Because when you decide to just settle and live a life that you're just maintaining, that's not truly living, okay? And I've been there before, and I know how it feels. Okay, so number one, you got to remind yourself, PD first thing in the AM. If you're not doing that, you have to do that, okay? I don't care if it's on Audible. I don't care if it's a book. And that's why I'm so excited about the Slight Edge, because I need it. I need it just as much as anyone else. The Slight Edge, if you don't know what it is, it is a book, and it's about really manifesting little things. Instead of thinking you have to do all these big things to make big changes, it's really just focusing on the small things in your life. So what's really cool about this is use the Slight Edge, the idea of what they're teaching you, for 2 weeks, and see if it changes your business, and see if it changes your mindset, because it's going to. So the Slight Edge thing starts on Monday. If you don't, you need to order a book. If you don't have it or haven't ordered a book, you can get it on Audible. And all you got to do is read it for 10 minutes, or read a chapter and then apply it to your business, and you'll focus on the stuff. And that's going to be in the main Team Empowered page. So what you're going to notice is that I'm doing stuff. I am doing some things in the bigger page, but some things in just the smaller page. I have found that community matters to me, and I found that when I do everything in the bigger page, I lose kind of your guys' connections. Okay, I lose the connections with you, and I want to do things with you guys. Okay, and so you just need to make sure you pay attention to. There might be calendars that are posted like in the bigger team page where like we might do something in that group, but I'm also going to post just a calendar, a simple one in our team page, like in our little one. So like if I say, for example, next week I want to do a fun pumpkin spice, like 3-day free, like everything pumpkin spice, everyone's invited to that, but I'm just inviting you guys. Does that make sense? I'm not inviting like the bigger team page. So you just need to pay attention to the different calendars, and anything that I post in the smaller team page and I'm saying, hey, I'm doing this, like feel free to ask if you want to join it. That's totally fine. A lot of things I'm doing for the team. Okay, going back to the things that you need to remind yourself. PD first thing in the AM. Mindset is everything. Mindset before social media. You have got to create before you consume. Okay, create the environment and the mindset that you need before you consume anything. All right. Okay, number 2, the very next thing that I would suggest you do is check your day. Okay, so I have my nifty planner pad. Oh, if you look at this week, this is what it looks like. But look at this week. look at the like summer. Bunch of nothingness, because like what in the heck, like that is so bad. Like I was like, so don't assume that like, oh, I have my ish together, because I don't. This is the last. So okay, so, and I know that Mandy, you got Moira's book or something. Moira, yeah, it's called Rise Up. Perfect. I would like to hear your review of that and tell me if you like it, because I know that she made it for coaches. She's a top 20 something coach. I don't know. Very business minded, and made this like journal, and she made it for a team originally, and a lot of people are buying it off Amazon and saying it's great. But tell me, like, unmute yourself and tell me how you like it so far.
I really like it because it's like all encompassing. So you can kind of plan your day like the planner, but at the back of the book, there's places for you to take notes from training calls and stuff. And I've been struggling with having notebook after notebook, and then I take notes and put it away. And now it's like everything is in one, so I can flip back to notes and see what action steps I should be taking and things like that. So I really love, it's big, but it's nice having it all in one place.
Can you open up and can we see the pages? Just can you show me like what is on there? Like what is it? Okay, so is that like for like each day?
This is at the back and it's week of whatever, and it's for corporate training calls, action steps. So it's at the back of it. And then there's also even more places for notes.
Okay. So how is each day broken down? Does it say?
This is like each day.
Okay, so it's like a time frame, and then on the left side, what does it say? Like what does it say on those? Yeah.
So it's your top 3 yearly goals, top 3 monthly goals, top 3 weekly goals, 3 most important meetings, events, and then you can break down your action for like your different activities, personal development, that kind of thing, and you check it off so that you can see what you've done and not done. And then you can plan your day. And when I was watching some of the other coaches that do this, they like will fill in the things and then color categorize it. So for like family events, is one color, business. So I'm still kind of figuring it out. But I really like, and then there's like different months, and you can kind of plan your goals accordingly and see how you did each month.
I like that one of the things that a lot of coaches talk about is like if you keep Rachel Hollis talks about this all the time, and she has a journal too that kind of does the same thing, where you repeat your year goals every day. You write them down every day, and then your weekly goals every day. Because here's the thing, we can say like what I had my goals in January, and I'm thinking right now, and I don't even remember. That's terrible. I'm just being honest with you. Like I remember some, be intentional with my time, which I did way better than the year before. You know, and I remember some things, but like my big things, I don't remember. And that's a problem. Like that is not a good business minded person. So Mandy, I like that. And so what you said about color coding. So the one thing about this planner pad is that you have buckets. Do you know what I mean? And so you don't have to color code, but that's where I would have to figure out is I have my personal life, my family life, my organization, my personal assistant, and then my business as a Beachbody coach, and then my team that I want to work on. So those are my buckets. They suggest you shouldn't have more than 4 or 5 buckets. And it helps me like organize my life that way. But do you feel like you could make that work there?
Yeah, I do. And one other thing that I like is that she even has sections for the people that you have enrolled.
Oh.
And then she has the customer hot list and your business hot list.
So is that like in the back?
It's like at each, I think it's at each month.
Okay, that's
way to track.
So that's all in one spot.
Yeah, for each month. So each month is going to have another section of those monthly enrollments. So I like that because then I don't have all those. I love the business activity tracker, but I struggle with the tracking part. So now it's like all right here. So I can.
Well, I think you could use the business activity tracker to still tell you what to do, and then put your people in each month. So if you're like, oh, who did I enroll in January? And the thing about that is I like to go back and, which I need to do a better job. But when I did this, it was a game changer. When I had people enroll, let's say this month in September, in 2 weeks, I would check in with them. So I can maybe put a check next to their name in 2 weeks. I mean, I get them enrolled in the group. I talk to them, but I want to personally check in with them in 2 weeks. Check in with how they're liking their Shakeology. How are things going? How are they liking the group? And then in a month or in 3 weeks, I check with them every week actually. So it was like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and 4 weeks. And then I don't do it as much, but to get those extra attention, like I have noticed the people that I spent, my most active people in my challenge group a year later, the people that continue to show up a year later are the people that I checked in with personally, are the people that I was like, hey, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Versus the one I just threw in there, threw them to the wolves, which some of them very much do thrive, but some of them don't. You know what I mean? But Mandy, I am loving that. So I want you to, in a couple weeks, give us an update of if you feel like it would be great for our team, because I would really like to, is there a month on, like, do you have to fill in the days, or is it like January to January? How does that work?
I got the one that didn't have dates filled in since I got it in September.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, So
So
you
if we decided we wanted to buy it for November, December, or something like that, my thing is I just have a planner that's already I have spent, and the thing is yours is a lot cheaper, but I like it, like because planner pad's not that cheap. It's like 40 to 50 bucks depending on what you get, and like if you get it embroidered and stuff. But I'm really, really ready to have. I agree with you. I haven't quite figured out uh, a tracking system besides pen and paper and Excel. So I use Excel and pen and paper, and whatever you do, it's not right or wrong. It's just you have to track. So I have all these loose papers, just like you said. They're all in a pile, and I have them, but they're not like. And I have run a successful business, but people are falling through the cracks. Okay, so what if you took this binder out and was like, oh, these are all the people I've enrolled in the last year, and that's your book. That's pretty amazing. Because if you're not enrolling hundreds of people, which we aren't, because that's not what we're about. We're about quality over quantity, right? Then that would be, I'm really excited. So Mandy, please, 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 in a couple weeks, please check back in with me. And if I don't ask you on the call, say you asked me to check in with you, here's what I think. Okay, so write that down on your planner to check in a couple weeks. Okay. With your calendar, a couple things I wanted to remind you as we kind of went off on a tangent is, here's the thing. The main thing I want you to do is, what are your priorities for that week? When are your business hours? Okay. And if you're telling me, Kiana, I don't know when my business hours, then you don't have them and you're not growing a business. That is the truth. Okay. So if you are a crack of the day type of person, which is totally fine, is how I built my business, you have got to get real with yourself and go, if I only have 15 minutes, okay, if I only have 15 minutes in the morning, okay, in the morning, in the early morning, I would always make sure that I have 15 minutes to do my PD. That's just, it sets my tone. If I'm not doing my PD, I'm not a very good inviter. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't feel very good. So always make sure you have 15 minutes of PD. If you have another 15 minutes, what do you think I'm gonna tell you? Number one, bar none, is to invite. I kid you not, like, to have conversations, okay, to build, and it's just building a community. And inviting scares people, but we have got to get over that. You are not going to grow your business at all if you don't invite. But when I replace the word inviting with connections, if I'm just building connections, that gets me excited because I can find more people like me, okay? And yes, inviting is not just sitting there going, who am I gonna invite? Who am I gonna invite? Because again, you have got to just we're basically starting with our warm market. But if that's not comfortable to you and you're absolutely not going to do that, then listen to the National Wake Up Call from 2 weeks ago, or maybe this week. No, it wasn't this week. I haven't listened to this. Danae, was that this week or last week? Danae, she was a new coach within this week. I think it was this week. Okay, anyhow, Danae, one of the most recent National Wake Up Calls was how she has built her business on Instagram, like how she has invited, what she does, how she's grown her business authentically and real. And I'm gonna share what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get because I feel like inviting is the most thing that most people fear. Would you agree with that? If you've ever, okay, I'm gonna get and this is my goal. I'm gonna write this down right here. I am making a Google document with all the calls and the links to just inviting, to like invite this way, do this, do this. So you can have 3 to 5 awesome resources. Would that be for like new coaches? Because, for example, I can think of a call in my head where Ashley Milstead talks about inviting, which is a really good like 7-minute video. And then I have like a national wake up call. So I'm just saying, like, there's so many resources, but to me, it's like, if you don't invite, you don't grow. You're not going to grow your business. Okay. And we need to stop being afraid of inviting because, again, we got to get over what people think of us. We got to get over the fear of rejection. We got to get over the fear of being like everyone else. You don't want to be like everyone else. You don't want to be like everyone else because you want to be like yourself and you want to build this life. And not many people are willing to build this life and to build and to have an incredible, thriving business. Not many people are willing to do it. In fact, in 9 years that I've been here, do you guys understand how many people I have seen quit and give up? And you're like, that's not very motivating. But what I'm saying is I've also seen people like me that are still here, that are still around. And what is the difference? Okay. Because most entrepreneurs only last 2 years. And it's down to like less than 10% after 5 and less than 5% after 8. I just did the research. Okay. It is not very like, but it's like we want our cake and we want to eat it too. We don't want to work hard. We don't want to work our hours, but we want a 6-figure business, or we want a thriving business. Or I don't want to work a 9-to-5 job, but cause that's just like, I don't want to work for someone else and I want to work for myself, but then like, you're not doing the work. So either way it's work. You need to understand that either way it's hard. Either way, you're going to have times where it's like, if you've ever seen the picture of Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, it's like this. Like you have your days, but the difference is you own your schedule. The difference is I can say, I'm doing this call right now, and then I'm going to take my daughter to school. And then I'm going to eat lunch with a friend. And in between those things, or I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. and do what I need to do. Or I'm going to work my hours at this time. Does that make sense? Like the difference is you are when I say you're your own boss, I know we say that, oh, I'm my own boss, and we say it flippantly, but do you understand what that means? You are in charge of yourself. And if you don't take charge of yourself, your business is going to, okay? Like, and that's hard. It's hard to set a schedule. It's hard to do the crap that we know we need to do. It's hard to invite people sometimes when you don't feel like it. It's hard to show up on social media when but you know what else is hard? Living a freaking life that is miserable to you, that you don't want to do, that you want to, like living the life that having to check in with like having to check in with someone else and having them tell you when you come to work, having them tell you what, like you have to understand, like, I know you hear this, but you have to choose your heart and you have to figure it out. Okay. So for me, even though this business has its ups and downs, it's so much better than another person telling me how to live my life. Another person telling me that my income is capped. Another person saying, you can't work that many hours, or you have to work less hours, or like, we need to cut you. No one's cutting me from this. No one's cutting me from being a Beachbody coach unless I cut myself. Okay. And so you have to remind yourself of those things, because each are hard, but you got to choose the path that you want. Okay. And the difference is that it's super rewarding, and you just have to be super disciplined. Okay. So we have to get back to that, and let me hustle through this so that, what's up? Sorry. Huh?
Sign this for me.
What is it?
Well, I forgot to bring the paper, so I'm just gonna cut it out and put it
Right here?
Yeah.
What is it? What is it for?
Avid.
Is it, what am I signing? I didn't read it.
It's for my goals.
It's her goals. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Any questions about that? Like whatever? Any questions about, so here, I just need to remind you that remind yourself when this gets hard, that's normal. But again, I always tell myself, like, you can't have a cake and eat it too. You can't like say like, this is too hard. This is like, whatever. Is it worth it? These are the things like going through your mind. I want to quit all these things. Like, okay, so if I don't do this, if I take Beachbody out of my life, what am I going to do? Okay. I can just be a stay-at-home mom, and that's fine. And that's amazing. And that's incredible. But my kids aren't at school, are not home anymore. Now they're at school. So now I got to like am I going to maybe go back to teaching? I considered it. I thought that was like something, but I cannot find anything else that is so fulfilling, rewarding, challenging, encouraging than this business. It's changed me inside and out in my life. And I get to control the amount of growth that I have. I get to control my mindset. I get to control how much I work. I get to control if I work really hard Monday through Fridays and then take Sundays off with my family, right? And I know you do that. Maybe that's your 9-to-5 job is a Monday through Friday job, and you don't work on the weekend, so that wasn't a good example. But you get what I mean. Like I get to decide my schedule, okay? I get to decide if I work, I stop at 2 o'clock. I get to decide if I get to go to every soccer game, every practice, all the things that matter to me, and that is priceless. That is not, there's nothing that can replace that. There's nothing that if my daughter says, I need you to be here on this day at this time, I can say, yeah, I'm there. Okay, and that's something I want you to remember. All right, going back to your schedule, remember to remind yourself, what are your business hours? And if you don't have business hours, then you're really not growing your business, okay? This business is it's easy to overcomplicate. It's easy to not do the things you need to do, which is why we're going back to the slight edge starting Monday. If you are struggling, if you are not doing the things that you need to do, if you haven't grown your business, you haven't freaking had a Success Club point or have a coach sign you, like a coach on your team, or sold anything, because I want you to grow. Like, you don't have to just do Success Club points. That's a whole nother call, but like sold anything, like that is like, and you're trying to grow a business and and money's going to matter to you. And money it's not that the money, it makes you successful. It's like what the money does for your family, right? So like, if you're not doing any of those things, then what are you doing? If you're working, if you say you're working, are you truly working? Are you truly inviting? Are you truly doing all the things that matter? Or are you just scrolling and comparing and going into the random groups that don't matter? Because I caught myself doing that this last week a lot. I was like, okay, I have this reminder on my phone. Are you really working? It goes off every hour, like during my work hours. Like I set my work hours, and it's like I have my work hours or when my kids are at school. And some days I don't have it. I turn it off because, okay, maybe I'm going with a friend. But when I'm working, I set an alarm. And I set an alarm every 30 minutes. Or if maybe only 15 minutes. Set an alarm. So say you're going to sit down on your computer, or you're going to sit down, you're going to work for the next 30 minutes. Set an alarm every 5 minutes. Are you really working? Like, are you inviting? Are you scrolling? Do you want to live? Are you manifesting your dreams? Or whatever you struggle with? Like, it's a great reminder to put because you're like, oh shit, it's there again. Shoot, why is it there? Like, you're like, I'm not working, okay? And you can catch yourself. That has been really helpful for me. So set reminders to yourself. Be intentional with your scheduling, because here's the deal. I'm going to be brutally honest with you, and I promise myself coming back and talking to you guys on these calls, if I wasn't honest with you, I would be doing you an injustice. If you do not set schedule, if you do not set work hours, number one, your business is not going to grow, and you're going to get really frustrated. Okay. And you're going to think you're doing all the things, but you're really not doing those things. Number two, you're going to burn out. You're going to burn out because you're constantly plugged in and you're never plugged out. And when you're plugged in, you think you're working, and you don't know what to do when you're sitting there. And it's like, what am I supposed to be doing? Why am I sitting here? Blah, 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 blah. And in reality, you just wasted 30 minutes trying to figure out what you're supposed to do when you could have just used your business activity tracker and done all the things, right? So burnout is real, you guys. Burnout happens from when you're not disciplined. You're not disciplined to set your business hours. I want you to have set hours where you are not allowed to get on social media. I want you to have set hours where you are not working, where at 2 o'clock, when my kids get home from school, from 2:15 to 8 o'clock, I don't work. I do not get on the computer. I do not want my daughter saying at school, what's mommy's favorite thing to do? Be on her cell phone. Do you want that? Do you want that? I don't want that. I've had some of my kids tell me that in the past. That was like a gut to my heart. Okay. So I want you to be intentional. And on the flip side, if you're intentional and you're real with your kids, mommy's going to work for 30 minutes because I'm working hard for our family, and then we're going to go somewhere. Like, then they get it. Then that makes sense. But if you're constantly saying, just 1 second, I need to do this. Just 1 second, I need to do this. Just 1 second. You're not being intentional with time, which I have found myself doing. So you've got to, burnout will happen. I'm telling you right now. I do not want you to burn out. I've been there before. Burnout is real. It stops momentum. It makes you feel like you're burning the candles at both ends, none of your priorities or whatever. And so I want you to set your hours, be disciplined enough to work those hours, know what you're doing during those hours. And you're going to get better with this because we're going to be doing power hours or power half hours in this team page, just randomly. I want to have some of you who work in the morning get on and lead some of those calls. And then I can do some like in the afternoon every once in a while, because I think it's important to actually do work, to actually get on there and do the stuff. Okay. So PD first thing in the AM, mindset is everything. No, absolutely no social media before you get your PD in. Okay. And if you do that, bad. Just kidding. If you do that, you're not gonna be as good as a coach, and you're just not gonna be as happy. Okay. 2, check your schedule. 3, make sure you look at our what? No, thank you. But thank you. Look at our team calendar. Okay. So again, this may be confusing for you because we're shifting, but I don't want it to be confusing. Here's how I'm using this page. This page, Team Empowered Vibe Tribe, is where I put all my new coaches and any coach that has not reached Emerald yet. When they reach Emerald, I'm putting them into the bigger page because it's so confusing. Like, they just don't know what's going on. And guess what my training is? Literally, you're going to see my units. You're going to go, oh my gosh. So Kim Carver, Beachbody Corporate, they have come up with these I'm not even kidding you. It's 22 minutes of videos. It's like 4 breakdown of videos. It is so good. It's like brand new coach training. I think it's coming out October 15th-ish or whatever, October 20th. I don't know, sometime in October. He hasn't solidified the day. I'm doing that. I'm going to post those links. I'm going to say, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. Get your list out of the people you're talking to. I want you to write your list. We're going to start talking to these people. That's what they're doing. That is their training. Because why? Because we freaking overtrain every coach. All right. I have overtrained every coach. It's too complicated. If Tiana joins my team and I give her a list of 45 things to do, she's going to be like, I can't do this. You want me to be a mom and you want me to do all these things? Like, no, I can't do this. This is something that you do not want to overtake your life. You want to add it into your life and slide in just like a puzzle that just fits perfectly into your life because you're already working out. Or maybe you're already talking to people because you're so excited about your progress. You're already doing all the things. Does that make sense? So this is not, and again, that's how I want you to feel about it. Okay. So focus on the team calendar, know what we're doing so that you don't have to do all the things. When I burn out, I feel like I'm doing all the things. I have to do power hours. I have to do new coach calls. I have to do all these things. And that's my fault for not asking. So I'm asking you guys to show up, to lead. Like, let's say you're going to sit down and you're going to work for an hour. I would love it if you say, I'm going to work for an hour. Anyone want to hop on a power hour with me? Does that make sense? Because then you're leading each other. You're helping each other. All right. And I also so the things that we're going to do in this page in the future, I'm just going to share with you. There's going to be units that are set up that are so simple that even a kindergartner could do it. Like, new coach, start here. 4 things. Watch these 4 videos. They aren't going to be up until Kim releases those videos, which is probably in mid-October. And then literally I'll put like, print this off, which is your business activity tracker, and then get your list of 100 people. Like, literally, that's how easy it is. We are doing nothing else after that. Then they just immerse themselves into this community, in this page, okay? So then we're in this page that we are going to offer. I will start, and I will be the one that starts to run them because I feel like I need to step up and I need to invite to this. But we are going to offer multiple 3-day coaching, like glimpses, like what is a coach? And I will let you know in this group. I mean, not in this group, but through this group, okay? We're going to offer, like, I'm doing a fun pumpkin spice and everything nice group next week. You can invite your people, okay? And we're going to do weekly theme posting. So Elizabeth did it this week. Who wants to make a posting for next week? Who can come up with like a theme for next week? Oh, Mandy, you want to do it. Thank you for volunteering. I so appreciate that. Okay. So what I'm saying is I liked Elizabeth. So that is just content to like kind of keep you different ideas on Instagram. Does that make sense? So like, I don't know what today is, but like yesterday was like a water bomb. So I tagged people that had been participating. So just to show, that shows community. When you have a theme and you're showing and you're tagging people, it shows people. People want to people want FOMO. People have serious FOMO. They want to be part of something. So when you make it easier with like a list. So just to let you know, Mandy, that needs to be up Sunday, sometime Sunday. And just say, here's our posting schedule for this week. Okay. Who's the next week? We're going to get the rest. Who wants to do the next week? I'm call people out. Oh, Allison, new mom, volunteering. Yes. Woo. We got it. Okay. So Mandy is the week of September 23rd through the 29th. Allison, you're the 30th through the 6th. Okay. Does that make sense? Is that right? Okay. So again, it is not rocket science. Do not overthink this, girls. Do not this is the main thing. I need help. So I'm asking for help. We're a community. I want you to help me out. These are the things that will really help me out. I promise you, like, I'm going to be real with you. I know I can step it up as a leader. And I know that like my gift is like empowering you, motivating you, encouraging you, like, but I need help. I need help because I tried to do all the things and all the things burnt me out. Okay, so like I don't want to do that again. What I want to do is connect with you weekly on these calls. What I want to do is show up in the team page in a smaller group environment. And what I want to do is help you build your businesses. And I know what that takes. Okay, and the next thing is we're going to use this group for our mini shout outs. So you're going to start seeing me shout out volume and stuff. You may not recognize anyone's name the only way I can pull a volume report and success club report is if I pull my whole downline, which is weird, but that's just how it is, okay? Because of that, there are people underneath me that have large, gigantic teams. Sarah Molnar, Christina Battaglia. They're giant teams. So you may see their names and faces up there. Don't pay attention to the fact that they're up there every single day. I mean, every single week, because they're top 25 coaches. Well, Christina Battaglia is, okay? And so don't get concerned with that. I just want you to focus on, are you making the volume sheet? Do you have 100 PV this week? Do you have 200 PV next week? Because when you do, you start to consistently cycle and make more money. I want to help you make money. I used to be scared about talking about money. I'm not scared anymore, okay? The last thing I want to share with you, and then I want to leave it open, is I would love ideas as to like, hey, you know, like I would love to do this with our team. Like I would love it. Like, don't be afraid to come up with ideas. I'm not the only idea person. Like I just have these ideas and I love them and I run with them and I'm excited about it, but it doesn't mean we have to do it my way. I want this to be a team. Okay. So if you are doing something that's working, and if you feel like at any given time, the best thing that you can do is when I want you to give back to this page at least once a week. So write that down. Give back to the community at least once a week. So that is through posting a PD or sharing something that's working in your challenge group or sharing something that you learned in your personal development or share, because when you do that, that's what a community is. That's what a community is. So like when I'm struggling, I can go on there and Erica shows up and I see that she posted something about PD and it's like, wow, that spoke to me. That's awesome. Okay. Or like, hey guys, I'm doing a power hour. Or I'm doing a power hour, half an hour in 20 minutes. Anyone want to hop on live with me? This team is our page. It's not just me. I'm not the leader. Okay. I mean, I know I'm your coach and I know I'm like whatever, but like, I'm not just the leader. Okay. I had one more thing and then I was going to be done. What was I saying? And it was really important and now it's not that important, obviously. Okay. While I think about it, does anyone have anything they want to talk about? Anyone? Don't all speak at once because you're scaring me. Okay. Let me see. What was the last thing I was going to say? Okay, hold on. It's coming back. I'm going to unmute you all. Want me to unmute you or is it too loud? Okay. Anyone? Anything? Are you excited?
Yeah, so I listened to the National Wake Up Call and she was talking about how she flagged her Instagram messages.
Yes.
Game changer.
Yes.
Game changer.
So
Game
you're
changer.
talking
Love
about Danae, the one that went on and talked about Instagram?
I think it was Tanya. I think it was last week. I think it was Tanya.
Oh, Danae talked about flagging her Instagram messages too.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome. So you flag them and then you can go back to those conversations. I don't know how that's happening. That's kind of weird, but whatever. Okay. Got it. All right. So I used to do that and then I stopped doing it. I don't know why. I keep thinking of all the things that like I did that were like super simple when I first started off as coaching, and I'm just going back to that because it's like I built this business once before. I can rebuild it again. When I say rebuild, there's a lot of oldies, the Mandys, the Elizabeths, the Allisons. Tiana was an oldie. She's kind of coming back. She needs to come back. Erica, but like there's some oldies and goodies, but there's like people that like literally sign up and then a month later are like, I can't do this. I can't talk to people. I'm like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And they just give up. They just give up on themselves. They give up on their dreams and they're done. They're like, I'm done. So you have to, in a network marketing business, you do have to replace and rebuild. And that's just the nature of the beast. And you just have to be okay with that. Okay. But there are oldies but goodies that are here. And I want to, this is what I was going to say. I just remembered. Okay. My goal as a coach is to help you reach your goals. So here's a question I need to ask you. And I need you to figure this out because I'm going to start putting you guys in pods. And pods have not worked before in the past for some. Sometimes they thrive. But I have these crazy thoughts in the shower. So I was showering and I was like, oh, that'd be good. I don't know. So let me see. Okay. I want to work with people that want to make a consistent income broken up into different numbers. So here's what I mean. I want to work with people that want to be a discount coach and just want to get their products paid for and make up to $500 a month. or no, sorry, up to $250 a month, okay? That would get your products paid for. So if you're just a person that's a discount coach that wants your $250s a month, I'm gonna work with you in a pod, okay? Does that make sense? And just say, here's the breakdown, here's what you need to do, here's what you need to do to get your products covered for. I wanna work with another set of people that wanna make between $250 and $750, okay? So that's $250, $750 a month, all right? I'm just throwing these numbers out there. I'll revamp the numbers, but you know what I mean. $750 to $1,250. What I was doing was, I think I'm going to do, I like 500 increments. So I'm going to do discount coach just up to 500, 500 to 1,000, 1,000 to 1,500, and 2,000 and more. Does that make sense? Because here's the thing, is if Mandy's in a group, a new coach pod group, and she's with Tiana, and Tiana's just a discount coach, and Mandy wants to make $2,000 a month. Tiana's in this pod, and she's like, what the hell? Mandy's talking to 75 people a day. I'm not a good enough person. I'm not a coach. Like, but if we group people according to their goals, where like Erica and Allison are going to work together, and they're like, their why, their bigger vision is to make $2,000 a month because they know that's going to freaking change their family's life. Do you see the difference when I'm talking here? I get goosebumps talking about this. I can get on board with this. I can say to you, you're not doing enough. You're not doing enough. You have to talk to more people because this is a numbers game. How many hours are you working? Oh, Kiana, I'm working 1 hour a week. Well, you're not going to make $2,000 a month. No job you can work 1 hour a week and make $2,000 a month. Does that make sense? So here's my question to you. Write this down. How much money a month? And I would never ask you this before, because if you're here and you might say that money's not important and I don't want to do it for money, well, that's a bunch of hogwash. I want you to do it for money. Money is not important. The amount of like the money actual doesn't mean you're successful or not, but what the money does for your life, that makes a difference. Maybe you are the person that $500 a month would change your freaking life. Let's do that then. But maybe, so I want you to ask yourself, how much money a month would make a huge difference in my life and contribute to my family? Okay, tell me that. And then I'm going to put you in pods, and I'm going to work with you for 1 month and see how it goes. I'm going to work with you for 1 month. Okay. And at the end of the month, we can reevaluate. I need your feedback. You guys are my like guinea pigs. I need you to say, you know, like, I don't know if it helps. Like, I maybe could you do this maybe? And if you have ideas, like I need help, because what I see in the future is when we get working coaches or when we get coaches, we can group them instead of grouping them by rank. We group them by income and what that matters to them. Because guess what? An emerald coach can be emerald and be making $1,000 a month. Does that make sense? But other coaches, like income does not equate rank. So some star diamonds make less than emerald coaches, which is funny to me. Okay. And some diamonds make way more than star diamond coaches. So it doesn't matter necessarily about rank. Does rank matter when it comes to bonuses? Yes, and we can talk about that. But I want you to know, like, listen, here's the different, I'm going to make a thing of paper and a picture and say, here's the different ways you can make money, but here's what you need to do. Does that make sense? Okay. So that is my vision, to work with you guys one-on-one, like one in a smaller group environment. And I don't care if it's just 2 people in the 500 and under group. I don't care. I just want to work with you. And I don't care if it's 1,000. And this is for your coaches too. This is our entire downline. This is you and our entire downline. And that's something that I want to give back and try to figure out. Okay. I hope that excites you, because I think about it and get excited. I was trying to figure out a way what would excite me, because my goals don't excite you because they're not your goals. My goal, like me saying to, the last thing I'm going to say is, it had a big eye-opening thing. Erica says to me, I tell Erica, your first and then make it to diamond. And she's like, makes it to diamond. And then she's like, what is diamond? Like, why am I here? Like, what did diamond do? Like, what is it? And I'm like, oh, you just got to go to diamond because that means you have 8 people underneath you and you're just like killing it and like diamond. And she's like, but I don't get it. Like, why is it important to me? You know what I mean? Whereas she can say, I want 8 people underneath me because I know that I can cycle bonus, and that's going to go toward my $500 a month that I'm going to make. Does that make sense? Like, that is like way different mindset than like, just get to this rank because Kiana's telling me to get there. Like, or just get here because I want you to get there. I want you to have your goals. So my vision in the next 6 months to a year is, I want to smash and destroy your goals together. And I don't want just to push for my goals. It doesn't matter to me. If I want to be elite and I push to elite and you guys don't want to, it's not important to me. It's not. I want what our goals are and to help you crush that. Okay. So that means we have to do a lot of manifesting and a lot of digging deeper as to what's going to matter most to us with our dreams and our hopes. Okay. So I hope this helped. Did it? Kind of, sort of. A little?
Yes.
Okay, 7 minutes. These calls are going to go from 8 to 9. Not always from 8 to 9, but like sometimes. So just like if you can make it, I absolutely love that you're here. If you think this would reach another coach or this would be good for another coach, make sure you send them a recording. Okay. And then once a month, I'm going to do an evening call so that you can kind of get coaches that like feel like disconnected during the work days they can't necessarily get on. So I'll let you know, and that will be on the calendar when that's posted. And it's going to change. It's not going to be the same day. Sorry, but that's just how it's going to be with sports. And then I was hoping that on Saturday mornings, we can open up on that live feed. We can open up and do a workout tomorrow on Saturday mornings together. I think that would be really cool. So I'd be willing to work out a little earlier for the East Coast people, but I'm not waking up at 3 in the morning. Sorry guys, it's Saturday. So like, I know some of you have your things, you have your soccer games, and I get it. Like, I totally get it. But like, I'd be willing to get a workout in, you know, 6 o'clock so that the 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Times or whatever, or 7 o'clock, or just change it up or whatever, and just do a poll in our group and be like, what's the best day, what's the best time for the workouts? And then most people can hop on during that time. Does that make sense? But I would like to connect with you weekly, at least once a week on a workout. How does that sound? Yes?
Yes, that sounds awesome.
No? Okay. All right. Any takeaways? Anything that you want to hear more of? Anything? And don't all talk at once.
I think one of my curiosity questions is when I was doing this a couple of years ago, Facebook was really like where we did it all, and it's kind of shifted really to Instagram. Is that kind of what I'm learning?
Some would say that, but I still grow most of my business on Facebook. So I think it depends on your age and who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And let me be real with you. I feel like if you are good at being creative with your photos, like filters, photos, like Instagram is really, they judge you in your first 6 pictures on your Instagram.
Yeah.
So, like, I am a hot mess. Like I can't like, I'm like, when I try to figure out the angle, I laugh. Like I laughed yesterday. I was just like, I couldn't. Like, and then there's people that just like, it's like, there's people that are just so good at it. Right.
Yes.
So like, I feel like that's Instagram, but I also feel like some people just like the way Instagram is. They connect more with their stories. Hashtag people and find people. So Tiana, whatever you're going to do, I want you to do it. I want you to do it in a way that works for you. So like, yes, it has shifted to Instagram, but it doesn't mean that's the only place you need to be. And I would say, whatever you're going to do, and do it consistently. Whatever makes you feel good. Wherever you can connect with people on a regular basis.
Okay. I do have another business page on Instagram. Would it be crazy to just add it to that, or should I just start a brand new one and just get? What
is your business page? What do you mean?
Well, I make jewelry. And
oh yeah.
So,
I mean, I have seen people shift, but I think it'd be a little weird.
Yeah.
But you can add another Instagram account underneath your account and just shift it, or you can just use your personal page and just start from there.
Okay.
I mean, I just started. I mean, I know some people like, I don't know. I didn't change my personal page because I felt like this is my life, and if you like it or you don't, and it's intertwined. And I'm not going to have my fitness separate and my personal business life. And that's what's worked for me. And it just depends on like, you just have to be okay with everyone knows everything. I mean, like, your family's going to be on there, and they're going to have to know it and be like, whatever. Like, this is what I want. And if you don't support me, then whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I have more comments from my father-in-law, if that's what you want to know. Mr. Hannah.
Yes.
Okay. Erica, I just want to say I'm so happy to see you on here because I haven't like chatted with you in a while. So, okay, Monday, What do you need for Monday? Who's going to tell me? Mandy, what's one thing you need for Monday if you're going to do the Revive and Revamp group?
I need a slight edge.
Yes, you need the slide edge. Okay, what else do we need? Who was listening? Michelle looks like she was listening. Just kidding. Okay, who was listening? What's the second thing we need?
The business activity tracker.
Okay, yes. That's
Yeah.
the 2 things that you need for Monday if you're going to do this. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't know what to do, if you don't know where you're at in your business, this is what you need to do. The business activity tracker, the slide edge, get your people. And here's the thing. Here's the last thing I'll say. Anyone that has coaches or any discount coaches or anyone that's taken a step back, reach out to them and just say this. Hey girl, I haven't talked to you in a long time, or it's been a while, but my upline, my group, my team is doing this slide edge group, and I thought it'd be perfect for you. I really wanted to have been wanting to add personal back in, and will you do this with me? Write that down. Will you do this with me? When you ask your coaches if they'll do something with you, it's more likely they'll say yeah, because they feel guilted. Okay, good. Go do that. Go guilt them. Just kidding. Ask them if they'll do it with you, because you need that. You want them to do it with you. You know that there's what they need. They don't know what to do with their business.
Something else.
What they need to do. Okay. What's the very last thing you need before that group starts on Monday? Do you remember what you're supposed to do with my post? What did I say?
Comment on it. Tell us about
Comment
ourselves.
on it and answer the questions in a video, a short video under 3 minutes. I need if I'm gonna ask, so I have to do it. I didn't. But if you're gonna ask your coaches to be part of the group, you better do it. You better answer that video. You better show up. Okay. If the video is just you just can't do it, it's crazy, just type it out. I don't care. Just say, I didn't get to my video, type it out. That's fine. But that's a little bit of a cop out because you want to be seen on video. And I know, but you need, okay. All right. You get a gold star if you go on video. You only get a pat on the back if you do type out. All right, everyone smile. I'm gonna make sure I smile, smile, smile. Everyone, we're back. Smile. And same time next Friday, 8 o'clock. Even if you are at work, I love it that Erica and Michelle are just whatever. Even if you're doing the dishes, doing the laundry, your life's crazy. I mean, the fact that your child's right there, I just love it, Tiana. I once had my daughter pee in the corner in a live video, so that I've seen it all. I'm so proud of you for being here. It's time to rise up. It's time to stop settling, and it's time to stop worrying about fear. I know you can live the life that you deserve. I know, but we have to do the work, okay? And it's time to do the work. It's time to do the work together. I'm in it. I'm back at it. Starting Monday, I'm starting to use back activity tracker. I'm starting not waking up and scrolling. PD. Oh, and just to give you perspective, I have 0 Success Club points. Okay, there we go. Just to make you feel better. Okay, and I got 10 days. Okay. All right. I will see you guys next week. I love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye bye.